When I left Wall Street, my father didn't speak to me for 6 months. At Thanksgiving, my uncle told everyone I was unemployed by choice, like it was some kind of joke. I just smiled and passed the gravy. What none of them knew was that their kids were using the mental health app I built, including my cousin, who almost didn't make it through the year. Subscribe for more real stories that hit deep and stay with you. My name's Daniel Reiss. I'm 34, and I live in Brooklyn now, though I used to spend most of my time in a glass tower in Manhattan. I walked away from a 6-figure job in finance after a panic attack at 3 a.m. in the office bathroom forced me to face what my life had become. Today, I run a small but growing platform called Anchor, a mental wellness app designed for men who never learned how to ask for help. Most of my family still thinks I threw my life away. The night everything changed, I was finishing up another 14-hour day at the firm. My screens glowed with spreadsheets and market forecasts, but my vision was tunneling. I couldn't breathe. I locked myself in the office bathroom, thinking I was dying. Heart pounding, shirt soaked, I texted my ex, not knowing who else to call. She said, "You need to quit. This is killing you." I didn't quit the next day, but I started planning my exit. I knew it would crush my dad. He used to brag about me at family dinners. "Daniel's the numbers guy. He's at Stanton Capital. That meant more to him than it ever did to me." 2 months later, I walked into my boss's office and handed in my badge. No drama, no farewell drinks, just silence. And then came the awkward family phone calls, the "So, what are you up to now?" questions laced with pity and confusion. I told them I was figuring things out. Truth was, I was teaching myself UX design in a coffee shop in Crown Heights. For the next year, I practically disappeared. No family gatherings, no social media updates. I called it ghost mode. I spent my days freelancing odd design gigs to pay rent and building the first version of Anchor at night. I didn't tell anyone, especially not my family. They wouldn't get it. My dad thought therapy was for weak people. My mom kept mailing me job listings for accounting firms. I tested the first version of the app with friends who'd confided they were struggling. A former Marine, a new dad, a guy going through divorce. They didn't need lectures. They needed breathing space, check-ins, and a way to feel heard without judgment. When one of them texted, "This is the only thing keeping me steady," I cried, quietly. No one saw that either. Back home, the rumors grew. "Daniel's wasting his degree," my uncle said at a family barbecue I didn't attend. "He used to be brilliant." They still thought success looked like cufflinks and quarterly bonuses. I just wanted to build something that mattered. I finally showed up to Thanksgiving that year. Walked in with a bottle of wine and my quiet confidence sat between my little cousin and the dinner rolls. The room went weirdly silent, like I was some ghost from a cautionary tale. My uncle, Rob, wasted no time. "So, Daniel," he said, swirling his Pinot like a game show host, "still soul-searching, or finally back to the real world?" Laughter. My dad didn't stop him. I smiled, said, "Still building," and passed the turkey. He smirked. My cousin Zach, 19, twitchy, smart, nudged me under the table and whispered, "Don't mind him. They don't get it." Zach didn't say much the rest of dinner, but when everyone migrated to the living room for pie and football, he cornered me in the hallway. "Hey," he said, eyes darting. "Is your app called Anchor?" I froze. "Yeah, why?" He looked down. "It helped me when I was in a bad place. Like, really bad. I didn't know it was yours." I nodded, heart thudding. He just said, "Thanks," and walked off. A few weeks after Thanksgiving, I got an email through Anchor's anonymous feedback channel. It read, "I don't know who built this, but it probably saved my life. I log in every night. I even got my boyfriend to try it. He hasn't had a panic attack in 2 months. The sender signed off only as K. It didn't click until I saw Zach's girlfriend on Instagram, Kayla. Pre-med, shy, always polite at family events. I remembered her barely making eye contact last year. Now she was posting mental health awareness videos and quoting tips from the app. One clip had over 80,000 views. This was the moment I realized something wild. Anchor wasn't just surviving. It was helping. Really helping. My downloads were up 300% since fall, and it wasn't because of some marketing campaign. It was because people like Kayla and Zach were quietly passing it on. Word-of-mouth therapy in a world that still thinks silence is strength. I stared at the stats on my laptop and thought, my app is doing more for people than I ever did in finance. About a month later, my dad called me out of the blue. No text, no warning, just a straight-up call. That never happened. "Daniel," he said, voice clipped. "Your cousin Zach's in the hospital, anxiety attack. He's okay, but shaken." I grabbed my coat without asking why he called me. When I got to the hospital, Kayla was in the hallway pacing. She looked up and rushed over. "He asked for you," she said, like it made perfect sense. I hadn't seen Zach in person since Thanksgiving. Inside, he was pale but smiling weakly. "I didn't know who else would get it," he said. "Everyone thinks I'm fine. I'm not fine." We talked for over an hour, not as cousins, but as two guys who were tired of pretending they were always okay. Before I left, he whispered, "Anchor is the only place I don't have to fake it." When I stepped into the hallway, my dad was there. He didn't look at me right away. "That thing you made," he said slowly. It helped him, didn't it? I nodded. He cleared his throat. I didn't know. 2 weeks later, my aunt hosted a post-holiday brunch. I almost didn't go, figured I'd had my quota of passive-aggressive small talk for the year. But Zach asked if I'd be there, and that was enough. Same circle of relatives, same cheap coffee. But the air felt different. Midway through the eggs and gossip, Kayla stood up. Nervous but steady. "Sorry to interrupt," she said, "but I just wanted to share something." She held up her phone and tapped on a video. My logo appeared on screen. Anchor. Then Kayla's voice. "This app helped me, and it helped someone I love. I didn't know the creator was sitting at the table with us, but he is. Daniel, thank you." Silence. Then my uncle, the same one who'd mocked me at Thanksgiving, blinked. "Wait, that's your app?" I nodded. Zach grinned. "He didn't just make it. He made it for guys like me." I swear you could hear the gears grinding in everyone's heads. The punchline had shifted. I wasn't the cautionary tale anymore. I was the guy who quietly made something that mattered. And this time, no one laughed. After brunch, most people filtered out awkwardly, still processing. My dad stayed behind, lingering near the coffee machine like it held answers. He finally walked over to me, hands in his pockets. "I didn't know how to talk to you after you quit," he said. "I thought you were throwing everything away." I didn't say anything. "But I watched that video again last night," he continued. "Then I downloaded the app, just to see." He paused. "It's good. It's really good." Coming from my father, that was like a standing ovation. "I was wrong," he said, voice lower. "I still don't fully get it, but I'm proud of you." It hit me harder than I expected. Not because I needed his approval anymore, but because I could finally accept it without feeling like I'd betrayed myself. "No apologies needed," I said. As I walked out into the Brooklyn wind, I realized something. I hadn't just built Anchor for other people. I'd built it for the boy I used to be. the one who thought success was the only way to be worthy of love. And now, I was finally free.